So we're going to start our first ranked draft. This is going to be best of one. We've been playing best of three in 2020 so far. This is our switch to best of one with all these protection from cards getting a lot worse and that kind of thing. But the great news is we have 26,000 gold and 3,000 gems. So this is combined five. We have 5 entries into ranked and 2 entries into traditional. So we got a nice 7 draft cushion after skirting the edge of our gems for a couple days. But we made it. And before we jump in, of course, I'm going to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom. Card Kingdom, you can go to cardkingdom.com or check out the affiliate link in my panels below. Card Kingdom is awesome. And my theme for Card Kingdom this week is reliability and met expectations. I tried to save myself from some money by not buying at Card Kingdom. I'm going to tell you, their prices are great, and they are for the most part, but sometimes they get beat elsewhere. And I'm a small-time seller. I also have a little storefront that I sell Magic cards from, and there are many people in the world like me, especially in the States, people selling cards as a side small business. So I bought a bunch of cards from people like that, and I am spending my entire week resolving disputes, finding correct conditions. Like, oh my God, it's so... I'm probably down... I probably saved about $50 on 17 orders by not buying at Card Kingdom and going to these individual sellers. In the end, it's probably costing me $100 in time, frustration, and I got really boned. I bought a supposedly near mint painter's servant for $14 from somebody because that's what it was worth at the time. But I was buying it because I owed it to somebody as part of our trade. So I had a painter's servant near mint in a trade that we valued at $14, and I acquired it from this other person. It comes with a splooge on it, like I could have scraped it off with an X-Acto knife and fed it to a mouse. You know, on the rules text of the card, it's not near mint. It's actually damaged. Like it's got a food stain on it. It's damaged, not near mint. And then between the buying that and complaining about it, the price of Painter's Servant, it got unbanned in Commander and is now like a $45, $50 card. I still owe a near mint copy of that card in this trade, where it's valued at 14. They don't have any more copies of it. So basically that whole exchange is costing me at least like $30 to anyway, it's a long little rant here. Thank you for your patience, but it's a rant to say Card Kingdom doesn't do that to you. If you just want peace of mind knowing that you're going to get the thing really fast in the condition you want and that it's easy to open and it doesn't drive you crazy, go to Card Kingdom. I wish I had. I'm not making this up. Like, I tried to save some money this week not going to Card Kingdom, and it is absolutely costing me my money. So that's my pitch for checking out Card Kingdom this week. So let's dive in. This is exciting. Let's convert these gold to gems. Gecko skin. Yes, the line is different. The line is different. And we can talk about that. Repeated Reverberations is our rare. If we want to do start our, because now I was not rare drafting at all the last couple days because our resources were down to nothing. So I really wanted to make sure that we were actually drafting every day. Now, I think the correct power pick is between Seer, Aerialist, Elemental, with Soul Salvage and Reduced to Ashes waving, saying, "Hey, we're good, we're decent too. You know, you want us in your deck." But let's do some rare drafting today. I'm gonna take the rare, get some gems. We might play this. I'll put it in. This isn't unplayable. It's just tough to use. But yeah, I think out of that pack, I would agree that Seer is where I'd want to be. A lot of red here. We've got, this is bad red, but 3 great red cards and a nice black removal spell as really the only things worth considering. I kind of am attracted to Outrage or Siphon or the Dragon. What do you think? It's got to be one of those. Siphon's very good, yeah. I mean, this is a Lightning Helix effect. Gecko Skin likes taking Siphon because wanting to send signals. LR tends to ward against that kind of thinking because if the thinking is this is the worst card, but it's the only black card, so we should take it and send red down the way. On LR, they don't like that. In human pod drafting, especially because you just want to take the best card. But it is first. It's more of a factor with bots. Right, I'm getting there, Gecko. I'm not saying it. First, we don't know this is worse, and second, we are talking about bots, and the bots are very influenced by color. And if we send a bunch of red downstream, we may put, especially a glut of red in one pack. Not that Scorch Spitter is great or Dragon Mage is great. These will probably wheel, but these won't. These will get taken, and they're probably the next 3 picks out of the pack. And so the way that bots work is when they get a density of a couple of colors, they settle in on those colors, they lock in, and they really go at it. And so what we would be doing is saying basically putting 3 bots to our left closer into red, so then we can hope that the bots are fighting over red and we're laughing our way to the bank with the black card. That's Gecko's thinking on this, and I think that the thinking is better here than it would be in paper, but you still shouldn't do it, I don't think, unless you really think that everything in the pack is equal. So anyway, let's make a pick here. I kind of like the dragon, but removal has been super important. I'm gonna take an instant has been important too, really. I am gonna take the outrage. Dragon is good, but instant speed removal is hard to replace. Take a shock here, or an aerialist, or a seer. No, we took this for gems, but it's not completely unplayable. Like, if we ended up heavy spells, we can consider doing, like, 2 copies of shock or something, or 3 copies of shock isn't... we can take this out. It's probably more of a distraction than a help. So I'll put it in the board. Do I like the mono red aggro deck? I've never faced a mono red aggro deck. I've never played a mono red aggro deck. I don't... Oh, do you mean standard? Like, I mean, if you're talking standard, I do that all the time. If you're talking draft, I've never managed mono red in draft. Yeah, I think we'll take shock, kind of like seer and aerialist, but this is on color and removal. I'm going to take Pattern Matcher. I might wheel. We've seen Pattern Matcher get wheeled by the bots. Do you think this will wheel? Pattern Matcher is so good. I just don't want it to not wheel. Is it like 100% to wheel? I don't know how the bots are, why they wouldn't take this a little higher. But we're pick 4. I don't think this card is quite good enough, especially given the removal that we've already picked up so far, for me to risk not wheeling this. Maybe it's 90% to wheel, but that's my question, Gecko, right? Like, what are the 7 other picks the bots will take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I just don't... 6. I think it's a stretch. We're going to take Pattern Matcher to be 100% sure. Hey, look. Wow. I got excited about Creeping Trailblazer. Risen Reef is better, and it's early enough that we could still take it and look to splash like we did yesterday. But also, Creeping Trailblazer is red. We can just take the Trailblazer and work the actual red we have. What do you think? Okay. I didn't want to have to pass it, but this is sure a tempting reason not to, right? All right. All right, Reef. I guess that means we are interested in a card like Gift of Paradise now. Or Sprite. Yeah, we could try and splash this off of like a off of Evolving Wilds, but I think we need just Gift if we're going to try and go this direction. Here's another one. Well, let's just double up the Gift and go Teamer Elementals. Norbert wants the Smuggler here. Yeah, maybe I think I overvalue Gift. I like the +1/+1 counter version a lot better. All right, I'll take Smuggler. I'm wary, though. I think being able to slam 2 gifts and be able to secure Teamer mana this early would be nice. Gift is not wheeling. This is pick 7. We're going to get a Swamp. Swamp is going to wheel. All right, we'll take the... I'm not denying the Smuggler is good, but being able to play all our stuff is awesome. But I think I like Scuttlemutt better than Gift anyway, so this is nice. I agree that Gift is not premium, but I would argue that Smuggler is not premium either. Gift is a tool that our deck looks like it's going to need is the main thing. More removal or more side, or better sideboard removal. A lot of matchups, like I would bring this in for this. Doing this for 1 is over this for 5 is. Yeah, we'll take the reduce, but oh yeah, best of 1. Thank you for the reminder. It's been a while. We've been just all on traditional. All right, since it's no sideboarding, we won't be thinking about sideboard cards. Thanks. All right, so this was the heavy red pack, and sure enough, the 2 crappy red cards are still here, but all the other ones were obviously snapped up. We can take the Invocation. It's possible. You want the Dragon Mage? Are we ever playing this? Yeah, this might be main boardable. We took gems for the first pick. Yeah, I don't think Mage is particularly playable. I'm going to take Feral Invocation, actually. I think that's somewhat playable. We'll get a natural end later. And I can take the... Yeah, I'm going to take this. I still haven't seen the world in which I decide to run a Spitter, but maybe there's that. Maybe that world will emerge at some point, but not on that pick. I'll take a bow here. I don't know if we're main decking bows in best of 1, but we'll take it. Oh, I'm not saying Spitter can't be in decks that win, but doesn't mean it's a good pick or a good play. Agent of Treachery is pretty amazing, and if we get another... Now that makes me want to... another Gifts, potentially even more than a Mutt because of the double blue. But between quality of card, Woodland Champ is okay, but there's not even much else going on. I mean, look at this. The sad part of this pack is how bad it's going to be when it wheels. All right, let's take the Agent. Yeah, we're slamming the rare. I was just... we're going to slam a rare again, it looks like. Just checking out the rest of the pack before we do just that.
Ooh, I've learned a bunch of new burn spells to try on you.
Here's another Pattern Matcher. We get 3 pattern matchers. We could pattern match for a pattern matcher. Oh, Leafkin Druid. I didn't see Leafkin down there. I just got enamored by pattern matcher. We'll take Leafkin. Leafkin's been amazing. The ramp has been real. The elemental aspect has been real. The 3 toughness has been real. And the doubling the ramp has been real. Like, every aspect of this card has kind of overperformed what I would expect of that role, of that thing. Courser is on the edge of play, which is funny. Creatures have gotten so much better. This used to be so fine. Now it's just like, whatever. And yeah, we'll take a Mastiff, though. That's fine. Even better. The Overcome did some kind of work for us yesterday, but look at how low we are at 2s. We need to fill that curve. Season of Growth has grown on me as a decent build around, but primarily when you have Rabid Bites, I keep saying the Rabid Bites are what you want to combo with this, not necessarily growth cycles. I don't think we have a Feral Invocation. Not much else is going to trigger that right now, but we don't have much other play here. We can take a combat, one of these 2 combat tricks, but we can take the growth. And then maybe Infuriate over Pup. We're not... Oh... Yeah, we can look at the curve if you want. Yeah, another Mastiff is probably correct here. Curves 2 still needed. I don't know if we're playing this or not. We're going to go for the cheaper Pup. Yeah, the elementals are just not here, are they? Really don't want to have to settle for a Vial. May have to settle for a Sentinel. The green-red I've been playing, like, we could pivot towards more Season of Growth combat trick stuff, in which case we would want something like a Sentinel. I don't think we're going to play Vial. We have Reduced to Ashes, Shock, and Chandra's Outrage. I'm not interested in a 4-mana Shock, given what we have now and what we can expect to get from here. So I'm going to take Sentinel. And Bird Grabber here over Bow. Yeah, Reef plus Chandra is what we had yesterday, right? And or this week. I can't remember if it was yesterday or not. And it was great. I can't see main decking this. So I'm going to take the Prismite in case we're desperate for additional 2s. Here's another Elemental, but it's another big clunky one that's not that great. Although we're not really doing anything much at 5, so... Fire Elemental has been fine, you know. I wish it were just a 4/5. I want a Water Elemental, but I think we can take the Elemental over the Flyer. This is the other option. We don't have any flying defense yet besides removal, and that's really awkward when you are trying to defend against Flyers only by shooting them out of the sky. Yeah, we could pattern match the Elemental too. All right, we'll take the Elemental, but I'll keep an eye out. We need to keep an eye out for flying defense. I don't like... This is an Elemental, but it's not worth it. Oh, Earth Elemental, is that what I'm thinking of? What's Water Elemental? I mean, it's the same... It's 4/5, right? Isn't what I just meant 4/5, but yeah, Earth Elemental would actually be red. Oh, Water Elemental's a 5/4 too. Shame, Ryan, you don't know your alpha. Take that. Well, now we're just piling up these. I'll tell you though, if we open like pack 3, pick 2, 3 Season of Growth, we're grabbing it and just trying to do it. I don't think we're ever playing this though either, so fine. Yeah, it does help with pattern matcher. Still don't think we're playing that. All right, on color rare bomb. Here we go. I don't know if it's a bomb, but on color rare. Can't complain about that. That's nice. Air Elemental would be nice as well, but I don't know where we're at with our blue splash. Probably still running the Reef. I don't know about the Agent. Cavalier of Night, you say? Oh, but look, Season of Growth. I so want to do it. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever passed a Mythic. Season Might Wheel. I'm going to take the Mythic. Can't pass Mythics. I don't even know if it's going to be 40 gems. We might want to make it 40 gems. Let's see. I have one Cavalier already, and we have 6 Mythics. Yeah, let's go make it 40 gems. Yeah, I love these, but we're gonna do it. We're taking gems. Seer, not bad. Pattern matcher ahead of Mastiff. Scorcher to combo with Reef. We might wheel the matcher. Probably just need the Scorcher here. I mean, the Scorcher, is it great? It's great with Risen Reef. It's great with elemental synergies, but our elemental synergies are not that significant here, right? Like, right now in our deck, this makes 3 1/1s. Like, unless we have Reef out, it's not really doing anything. It does trigger Season 3 times. Scorcher and Prey for more synergy. All right, I'll take it, but we really want to look for help for it. Embercat seems fine here. That's a 2 we can get behind. Maybe Infuriate Wheels. Wrong. 3/2, 2 and a green. Uncommon, but probably still taking it over the tracker here. Maybe not. Maybe we're on tracker. I like one tracker a lot, Nick, but I like curve a lot too, right? I mean, that's all. Yeah, no brawlers. No, I'll take tracker. Tracker's not too slow, Stratic. This format goes forever. And it blocks decently as a 2/4. One of the things that I think is underrated about the tracker is that it does come down and frequently does the job you need it to of holding off their combat. Yeah, I like Shaman's ability too. You're some percentage of the time you're playing a 3/2 for 3, but some percentage of the time you're significantly increasing the density of power and frequently like removal and stuff in your deck. I don't like the Marauder's Axe unless I am trying to get evasive or turn 1 power things into real threats. And yes, we have Scorcher that fits the bill for, but that's not enough in and of itself, I think, to be taking the axe. We'll take Tracker. Yeah, that's fair, Stratic. That's why I went and looked at curve. It's like there's a lot of 4-drops I like more, but we don't have those. We have Chandra as what? As elemental support, or as something for making 1/1s real. That doesn't seem good to me. Making 2 elementals that sack at the end of turn and paying a bunch of mana to get them hooked up. Well, Thicket Crasher is a actual blessed elemental, but a pattern matcher. We've got 2 Mastiffs, 3 Sentinels, and 2 Fire Elementals. I don't know if that means 2 pattern matchers are playable. Might just want the Thicket Crasher here. What do you think? Crasher or Matcher? I don't think we want the Bond. Not over these. I would take and consider playing a Bond late, but I don't think we need that here. Yeah, Bond is good with season. It's true, but I don't know if we're playing this, and I'm not gonna take a card that we would never take over these without this. So yeah, trampling fire elementals. All right, we might even wheel. There was one of these that we might wheel. Oh, that's another reason to take this. If we wheel the other one, we would have 3, and then you can match for a matcher. But we'll take, instead of trying to match the matcher, we'll take the Crasher. We might play it anyway. I think that you get enough scry that it's worth it, but it's a really awkward turn 2 play if you have other things like, that you'd rather be doing to apply pressure. Yeah, sorry, we'll take Reduce. You can take another Reduce. Not playing this, but we'll take the uncommon. No brawlers for us, so that's pretty weak. We're not heavy blue enough to be thinking about the sprite, so I'll take a 4th Sentinel. Look what came back for us. Too bad we don't have... We'll get that Wolfkin Bond on the wheel, maybe. Oh, and here, look, we did wheel the pattern matcher, so we'll take that and see where we end up. Befuddle or Serpent or a bow. Are we ever playing a bow? Are we ever playing any of that? I don't think we're ever playing any of that. Take a bow. No board. I was making the same mistake. No board. Maybe we consider main decking Natural End, but... Alright, we missed some kind of sweet pieces that you hope to get in an Elementals deck here. If I guarantee... Oh, man. Feel badly that we don't have more for this. Can't remember we took over the... What we take? A Crasher over the Bond? I still think it was correct to take Crasher. You gotta take the good creature. Although now we are loaded at 4, and Stratic's opinion about Tracker is coming into focus here. It's not that Tracker's bad, it's just that 4 is a highly competitive slot in this format, I think. Thank you, Fiddles. I don't think they adjusted the bots. I think sometimes that just happens. I believe with the rarity level of commons and how and the quantities of commons in a set, I've heard, I haven't verified, I should know, I work there, but I think it's somewhere in like 2 point something, like two and 2/3 copies of a common you would expect out of 24 packs. So if we sit down with 24 packs and draft, and you were a betting person, you would want to set the line on how many copies of a common were total in the packs at about 2 2/3. .6 says Fiddles. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around that. So it's not actually that wildly crazy to not see a brawler. It just could be how the packs open today. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a little distracted on the side stuff. Let's first check our numbers. 22 9s. We want to ditch creatures. Certainly don't need all these sentinels. This bird grabbers feels just worse than a sentinel anyway. Scorch Spitter's gone. I think if we're let's talk about this whole situation. Maybe one pattern matcher. Just don't know we're going to have the reliability. You'd want the pattern matcher back in and one ash is gone. Might try a Season of Growth on the strength of... Yeah, well, I kind of like Feral Invocation even if we weren't playing a Season of Growth is the thing. What if we do... like that? What about that? I mean, do you want to... I'm figuring double blue is a little rough. That's what this would be saying. Well, not if it was resolved. I'm saying this is double blue. We do have a Gift of Paradise, but it's pretty ballsy to splash an Agent of Treachery off of a single Gift of Paradise. Right, but Scuttlemutt produces one blue. So right now, a Scuttlemutt produces a blue, an Island produces a blue, and a Gift of Paradise produces 2 blue. The only way to cast it under this configuration is Scuttlemutt plus Island, or naturally drawing the gift. I want to try one. I'm going to try the season... There's some debate as to whether you need the card draw potential with this card or whether the scry is good enough. You know, to have said you got your mana's worth and cards worth out of a scry effect, how many times do you need to bottom something, right? Like if every time you bottom something, it's effectively drawing a card because it was a card you didn't need or want, then... yeah, we do. We have... Well, also, let's look at our numbers again. With 16... Because we could also do something like... what's our worst creature? We could even cut, like... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, we can go down... We could cut a Sentinel, even. I wouldn't hate cutting a Sentinel here. And then bringing back in the Reduce. Would I play you, Sorcery, Scry 4? Well, no. But I might play you, Hexproof Enchantment, enters with 4 Scry counters. You know, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may remove a Scry counter from this card, Scry 1. I might play that. Because Scry 1 is just so much better than Scry... Like, Scry 1 4 times over the course of a game seems way better than Scry 4 once, right? Thought Fools wants an evaluation of Bag of Holding. Is it like Ugin's Conjurant tier as a pick one, pack one, pick one? Yeah, I don't really see passing Bag, pack one, pick one. It's been great. Every time I've played with it or against it, it's been great. So I don't know. I've heard, like... I got into a Twitter thread where I said bag over murder, pack one, pick one, and Marshall disagreed with me at the time. We'll see if he agrees with me by the end of the format. I'm down with pack one, pick one, flexibility of colorless being better than being pinned down by murder, getting a murder pinned on you. Yeah, that's true. I did cut one of our abilities to pattern match. And that only leaves us with Fire Elemental and Mastiff. That's a... You say that doesn't matter, but maybe it does. Do I need to give up on the tracker? So I can't see cutting the rest of these if we're... It's like either we give up on the matching or we... the pattern matcher gets a Mastiff or an Elemental or maybe a Sentinel if we do it this way. But the tracker gets anything. You just need a lot of time, I think. And I'm going to try it this way. Sorry, Nick. We're going to leave the tracker out for now. I want pattern matcher on 4 to have as much chance as possible of having something to hit, and it can't get elemental on 4, right? So we're going to do it this way. And I'm just going to call it no board because it's confusing me that there's no board. And this is enough, right? The other thing we do is just cut the reef and go all in on red-green. But let's try this. Reef into Chandra sounds good to me. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Catching up on chat here a little bit. We drew our island. No, we didn't. We got 13, 14, 2. Yeah. It's funny. I can see I can suss out my opening hand before it appears on screen because MTGA Tracker shows me what is left in my library. So, looks like so far I'm glad this is setting up exactly the pattern match I was, hoping for. We can go Growth, Sentinel, Matcher here. Hey, Ghost. Glad you could make it. Welcome. You can get a 5-day suspension if you click on your kitty too much in a game. I don't know what too much is. I bet it's a lot, but that is not the best design. That is a sign that you have. That is a stopgap solution to a flawed design, is what that is. This is what I don't like about Growth. I feel very compelled to play it here when I want to be kind of trying to apply pressure, but I really think, like, what are we doing if not this? Although, we could just play this and accept... Yeah, you know what? I think this is correct. I think we do a little better in the game. We have a 2-3-4. It's not like we need to scry in order to set up our next turn. Like, we're happy with any draw in our deck, basically. So, yeah, actually, I think... And see, now I like this. We have an attack right now instead. Now we could Scuttlemutt as well, but I think the Scuttlemutt is not ramping us to anything we care about yet, and is probably not going to be able to attack into what we see on the board next turn. So now I am going to go Season, even though you tend to want to make your mana producers as early as possible. We just are not ramping to anything currently, so I'm going to play Growth. I'm expecting something we can't attack into, yes. Ta-da! I mean, we might be able to bluff into it, but not... we'll do the pattern matching, though. If we draw a Reef, we'll be psyched, right? because we have the fixing for it, and then we'll play it and start getting value out of it. No big deal. Boy, I have a hard time keeping land on top. We do want to cast Fire Elemental. We have Scuttlemutt to get the red, but since we literally need... If this were a forest, I would bin it, but we'll keep the... Oh, did I get screwed up? Oh, sure. It doesn't matter anyway, because we're going to shuffle. Right, I see. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. So I had to auto... hold full control there to not have that happen. Understood. I'm not going to go to the settings. I refuse to go turn things off in the settings. If full control does not let me do what I want there, then WotC is screwing up. All right, well then I'm going to send a strongly worded email to Jay Parker. Yeah, that's pretty annoying that it would be called that and not do that. Full control, that is. So I'm going to burn out the Eagle. That saves us 4 points of damage in the air and allows us to attack with the pattern matcher here. And that thing's basically got to die. Can't let a blue-white Skies deck keep their Eagle if you can do something about that. First strike prevents the Sentinel from attacking, though. And really, man, I was hoping that, yeah... This is kind of a sad deck because we have these weak Sentinels that would be fine if we had the Season of Growth plan in full effect, where we're attacking with this backed up by combat tricks. And maybe I should be thinking of bluffing more today with this deck, however long we run with it, because this so screams that we have combat tricks. And even though we don't, people will probably play around them with their important creatures, so we can get, I think, a little more frisky with our bluffs. When you have a Season of Growth on board. There's the Reef. And yeah, so we'll Mutt now and Sentinel, and then we can Reef it up into the Elemental. Let's start with an attack, though. Mastiff. What do we think about a Mastiff? We could technically play it next turn alongside, but I'm going to go for bigger, better. Not an elemental, exactly. Digging for elementals. Oh yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. That is not our record. Or our format. What would I do without chat? I mean, I'd be talking to myself, I guess. We're gonna do it off of 2 islands, or 2 forests. Gift we no longer really need, although it would help us with the Fire Elemental. We can still get there off of the Scuttlemutt and the mountain, so I don't want to keep that. Yeah, I probably should have played around Convolute. That's a good call. And we're drawing cards-ish now, so I'm going to keep playing the land. And... yeah, if they want a double block, I think that's good for us. What did they play? They chose blue, so they could make this into a 2/2 Worst case, though, unless they cast a bunch of spells, like even if they cast 2 blue spells, we still get to trade Pattern Matcher for Knight. So yeah, we can attack there. Just Befuddle might be Savage. Yeah, Befuddle is a good one. Befuddle is like a 2 for 1 or an 0 for 1 for them, but we're gonna risk it. I can't see not attacking with a good-looking attack with them at 7 and us at 9, staring at flyers. We can't stop. We gotta go. We gotta go. What does that do for us? Draws us a couple cards. We find a mountain. We can draw it and then cast Elemental as well. So let's start like this. Oops. Sorry, you don't. You get a half golem because that was just accidentally on.
Chandra Nalaar, pyromancer extraordinaire. Mostly.
Free half memes. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. So we're gonna do this, get the scry, and if we see if it offers us to put a mountain in play, we want to draw it instead so that we can play it and use it with the Scuttlemutt. We don't want it. We don't want the reef to put it into play tapped for free. We want to draw it and put it into play ourselves. We don't get scry. Why don't we get scry? Oh, they're non-token. Why don't you get scry? Also, wait, I gotta. Oh, sure. I have no clock. Better move here. I don't know who's winning here. I just know we gotta go. We gotta go, or we're not winning. So we're gonna leave it there. Leave it there. Unfortunately, we're not drawing here. Oh no, wait. We get this one. We're gonna decline. Draw that. Cool. There we go. That's what I was trying to make sure we do. Then we'll take this one, though. We take that action. And then do this. And what can we attack with? They've got the first striker, but we may just have to bash with everything. But the mutt. And I'm going to cast this first, see what's coming. Yeah, everything but the reef is going in. Oh, shock, you say. Well, we didn't have the red. It's not like we mistapped or anything. We used every bit of red we could this turn. But the shock is nice. It maybe even should change what the attack... No, we're still going to go all in aggro here, and hopefully the shock helps us get there. I think usually you want to scry then draw. Chimp funks. Anybody disagree with that? Scry to set up the draws seemed correct to me. Yeah, double shock next turn. They can't really attack unless they can beat us. And they could with a inspired charge. But nope, we got this one. Yeah, scry draw could have been a little better there. All right, start off with the win. Fine. I don't want. I maybe I have to for this event. I can't believe they're making me do this. Jay Parker, look at what I'm about to do. Going in and messing with gameplay settings because full control doesn't do what the words full control mean. All right, I got to turn that off for this event because I can't just put it into full control there and have that work. No, it's not a good setting because, well, it's fine to have it. Settings are evil. If you want to identify an amateur game designer, it's the one saying, just add a setting. Just make an option. Just Just do it 5 ways and let the people choose which of the 5 ways they want to do it. That's an amateur game designer right there. That's the worst. That is layers of extra work, and nobody goes here. People don't go here. People don't go here. You can teach people about full control, and if you follow through on your promise of full control, then I wouldn't have to come here at all. And that's ideal. Like, great game design never sends anybody here unless they are really, you know, I don't know. It just, there are some things you just have to put in the options. Options have to exist, but options should be your last option. You know what I'm saying? Nubble, you are unusual. You are unusual. Reset Press has never seen that screen before. Thank you. Reset Press is a little more usual. That is what is more typical. All right, let's go back in. Yeah, if you're a settings monitor, if you're someone who goes and checks the settings, you are unusual. Most people do not just casually go check out the settings to see what they have to offer. Most people say, "Be fun, game, right now in my face. Be fun, and if you are, I will stay and continue, and if not, I will leave." That is how most people operate. All right, we're going to keep this. I did the opening mountain with shock in hand mistake, which telegraphs that you have shock. If there's not realistically a chance that they're going to play anything for you to shock, I like leading with your non-mountain to disguise the shock. An attention-paying opponent ought to know that we have a shock in hand right now. Yeah, maybe just leading with mountain is bad in general, because leading with mountain is, if you can avoid it, because it just tips about shocks one way or the other. Yeah, Ebon Guy is shockable. That's fair. There are some shockable 1-drops. They're pretty rare. Let's see, Smuggler or Scuttlemutt. If we go Scuttlemutt now, yeah, let's just do Scuttlemutt. Smuggler's got haste, so if they don't do anything to add to this board significantly, we get to have a big attack next turn. Now there is a card to shock. Am I right? And a perfect situation for it too. We get to shock and then swing for 6. Seems good. Yeah, that's kind of really what you need to be. I tried to be, but I don't. Also, my big fear is that in an effort to disguise the hidden information of my hand, I skip my turn or something. Flooding out a bit now, but the Smuggler can at least help us continue to get some damage in. One mana shock target indeed. All right, need more removal now. More removal. More removal. Sure. Let's make the captain green. Wow, asked and answered. I must be doing something right because the magic gods are listening today. We're gonna burn out the knight before it gets way out of hand. And let's see, when it dies, so if we attack and they block, the captain becomes a 4/4. We really can't offer the Smuggler I don't want to offer the Scuttlemutt, but we could offer the Kitty. So I'm going to go Smuggler on Scuttlemutt for unblockability and then send them both. They want to consolidate. I think part of how we get there here is getting around, you know, just continuing to get damage in. I mean, I guess that just helped us in the race a little. Like, I don't know what that did. I don't know if that was a good trade or a whatever trade. Probably just a whatever to bad trade, maybe. Fencing ace, you say. Well, trouble is we're not winning this race anymore and flooding out a bit. But we're also not blocking yet. So even though we're currently losing this race, I'm going to still send in the Mutt because I think it's a mistake to chump with either of those two creatures. I think it's pretty neutral strategic. I don't love it either. That's why I started talking about it. It's like, why did I do that? But honestly, if we didn't trade there, so then they have a 3-2 and a 3-3, and then what? Then we're leaving that guy back to do what? Probably just block that guy. So I don't know. I don't think there was a whole lot. Yeah, maybe retaining the ability to double block a 3-3. Alright, or we just lose. I don't think we were in a spot to... Oh, we're not dead yet. Okay. Didn't do the math. We need a... Okay. I guess we reduce... And keep both back. Reduce the big one. You want to attack? Yeah, I guess maybe we got to kill him before they kill us. I just don't want to lose to any removal, but maybe we don't have. Maybe we can't afford to do that at this point. Yeah, I guess we got to be bold. You're right. I'm just trying not to lose to a single removal spell, but then how are we going to win, right? All right. Oop. Cancel that order. That's why they don't have the protection there. If you accidentally click, you can cancel out. Yeah, let's attack with... Well, Scuttle could cast us Reef if we draw it. Smuggler lets us attack maybe for the win through blockers if they're down to 2. Vaporkin wants to attack with all. I'll just do whatever Vaporkin says. One of these has to block and die. I'm going to say Smuggler. Oh, this is a tough one, though. Yeah, that's the question. I think chance at Reef is a little better than chance that Smuggler's Unblockable Clause wins us this game. Man, that's tough. I know. Yeah, it's possible I should have just gone with the evasion, and we're getting reef-colored glasses here. Yeah, I'm surprised they were so eager to get an extra card when we had a forced block. Well, now we're gonna attack. Doesn't matter, we lost them both. Ugh. Oh, I should have attacked. That was dumb. You can punt me on that. That was a clear attack. Clean living. Might get us there anyway. Can't give it haste, but if they need haste to be able to attack with a Pegasus, and we can make trample next turn, so all right. All right, well, at least that punt didn't cost us the game or anything. Small consolation. Yeah, one green short. We were flooded, and we were a forest away from just winning on the spot. Frustrating. I don't think they were going to block. That's the thing. I think they take 2 there. I just think they would have gone to... But we don't know. Maybe that's part of the mistake, is that we didn't give Oppo the opportunity to make a mistake. But yeah, you all are assuming that that they block there, which I don't think is the case. I think the punt was that I didn't take 2 free damage, not that I didn't trade with the thief early. Like, why would they block and trade there when they could attack and draw? Yeah. It was just that it was a free attack, not that it was a failed trade. Hey, Ravy Davy, that was probably Motor City Mama. I don't know if she's around today, but she made it rain subs at the end of the day yesterday. That was really nice. I think maybe Brian did as well. I've got several regulars who like to distribute subs, and that's so nice. Oh, hey, Mama, there you are. What card is this angel from? Oh, this. Hey, Stratic, thanks for the sub. This angel, I believe, is the 3 white, or is it 4 white that can be cast for cheap if you have 4 flyers. Oh, that was a Fiddles gift to Stratic. Thank you, Fiddles, and enjoy your sub, Stratic. All right, well, 1 down, 1 foul to give, gone. I am. Good people hanging out with me. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll keep this. Mastiff into Mutt with a trick ready. Definitely think in a situation like this, there is no reason to lead with a mountain and show that you have no shock. Swimdown's asking about standard brews today. Yep, we're gonna have Jay on later. Do that stuff. We didn't really do any homework for the 4-mana creature draw card event, but we'll talk about it. Like, it's very hard to test for that if you don't have the system actually doing the thing for you. my constructed deck, like the Bill Stark one. Well, Jay's been working on that too. We both kind of have been messing around with Bill Stark's take on Scape Shift, so we'll get into that later. Mastiff may as well have Unblockable in this current setup, so we'll send in Mastiff and sit back on the Outrage. Oh, really? I didn't think you'd want to make that trade. Now I'm trying to decide whether we want to just make a big Mastiff or just accept this trade as is. I will go big Mastiff, sure. I wanted to keep Mutt back with the Outrage ready. That was my thought there. But now it doesn't matter because we ended up using the Invocation. Also, they're green-red, so that could be, this could be a tough thing for them to kill unless they find their Outrage level removal. Speaking of Outrage level removal, that's what we're going to do on that Crasher, and then get in with the Mastiff. And if we draw a Mountain, the Mutt as well. Mountain! Alright, we did. I don't know why I'm rooting for lands, though. Now I'm done rooting for lands. Let's not draw another land this game. Only if I keep the Mutt, though. Watch me. Mutt dies, we immediately draw the Reef, and then I'm full of regret. Doesn't have Trample, so we're going to do this pre. Yeah, wishing is just the monkey paw trick. You know, you wish to the magic gods, and they're going to figure out how to grant your wish and screw you over while they do. Well, now we got a lot riding on this Mastiff because we got nothing else doing anything. Although they can't kill it here, and we're threatening a lot of damage. So let's see what they want to do. Wow, you're gonna take it? Okay, so we're gonna go. I think maxing out Mastiff damage is more important than playing a Sentinel that can't get through anyway. They still don't show the power. Yeah, Mastiff still can't be killed on this board, but they're in a must-block situation now. I'm going to put the Forest out. And we don't even need... I'm not going to attack with the Mutt, though, because they're just going to have to chump, and then this would just get eaten by the tracker, so let's not do that. Get this Mastiff chumped off, and then Crasher Sentinel. That's a really interesting... They must have Pump. Huh. Alright, well, I guess Mastiff's going down to Pump. And let's see, we can make that a trade. So I'm going to take the turn. I was going to play Crasher, but we should make this a trade. Let's not make this cost us that much. He was a very good dog. Is there any reason to sandbag? We can hold the mountain. There's no more. Oh, we do have another Mastiff. We can still play it if we draw a Mastiff, though. It's all right. And it's not necessarily always hold the land. I think usually hold the land is a reasonable place to start, but if you go always, you're going to make mistakes due to your heuristic. It's not about ramping. It's about making sure that if you have anything in your deck that draws cards, that you're leaving as much mana as possible for those draws. So, like, for example, if we went Risen Reef into Scorcher, we'd want to make sure we had as much land in play as possible. Because they just block with a Druid. I mean, I guess we could give him the chance. I figured Oppo would block, but maybe give him a chance to make a mistake is fine, Fiddles. Still free. And yeah, there was an argument for both. I guess I didn't want to trade the Mutt off yet with the Crasher coming, but we'll send in all. Send in all. Oh, now they've got a Leafkin Druid on 1 power. And they do not have pumping right now, which is very important. Alright, alright. Oh, they do. Yeah, you're right, they do. Never mind. And it is to get to... Thank you for pointing that out. So it would get it to 4/4. So they can make a 4/4 there. So we can attack with the Crasher, and that forces really a trade with a Trailblazer, and then we are back to the board where we can reconsider the botched attack from before. Play this land. And if we attack all, how does that work? So let's say if we attack all, that's a good point. Maybe we just attack all. If we attack all, then they can block, and pump. I don't know if that looks actually good for us. Attack all just sets it up so that the board is clear except for their one creature. I think we just attack with the Crasher. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I thought at first they couldn't pump, but then we remembered the Mutt. Huh, so Kataski thinks this attack is bad. Not sure exactly why. Maybe we'll talk about that later. Kataski, I'm going to focus on the future here. Looks like they're going to get growthed again anyway, though, so... But Mutt plus Druid for Crasher would have been okay, right? Oh yeah, I guess it would just have been Mutt. Yeah, okay, so they could have 1-for-1 Mutt for Crasher. They didn't see it, though. This is slipping away from us here, flooding out a bit. We need something nice off the top, or I don't know if we're going to be able to close this 4 before they get our 20. We've got a Shock in the deck. Chandra can show up and sneak in a couple of attackers. But really, we're just trying to find answers before... You want to block? Yeah? What about 2 pumps? Like, I don't know what you want me to do. We're just going to throw away our creatures because they can get us from 20 to 12 or something? Alright, now we're talking. Hopefully they're out of pump. Unfortunately, they're also about to get a big reclaimer. So reclaimer is going to become a 3/4, which we can't attack into. If they pump twice, we can't reduce it anyway, right? They have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we can't even reduce it. Maybe that means we just go after the reclaimer and attack. I think that's what we have to do, right? And we gotta find a way to get some attacks in here, and that does it. Well, if we do Druid, then they just turn this into a 3/4, and we can't. Druid makes Blazer weaker. That's true, but they're gonna find more land. You like what? I remember. I don't know what plan I'm getting approved here at this point. Yeah, I don't know. We have an hourglass. It's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna reduce the reclaimer. That's what I wanted to do. And there are some people who didn't like this play, but this thing's gonna get big and block our whole board. They have 2. They just activate and boom. They block, activate, and then eat. Wow. Sometimes Oppo draws it all. We're ripping lands and they're top decking everything they need to stop everything we find. That's harsh. But that's Magic. I think we're losing this one too, folks. Yeah, we still got to keep attacking. If they let 2 through here, they put us in shock range. If they get really frisky and start getting hyper aggro, we may be able to Chandra around them or something. I think we're going to lose now, but I don't even really have a plan other than to hope that we draw hasty... A sequence like shifting Ceratops now could be good. Like they might do something that costs them on that front. We're gonna let them just clock away here, though. We didn't set a par on this one. Paradise, you say? Doesn't feel like it. Yeah, Goblin gives us a little... so we, like, looking at what we have left, Goblin, Smuggler, Shock, Shifting Ceratops. Oops. Really, I think Smuggler is probably our best bet. I don't know if we even have the time, though, if they start... right now, if we draw a Reef, we can't cast it, so we really don't want to see the Reef. Oh no, we can. Never. I forgot about the gift. I saw that as a forest. So let's just draw a land. It would be mostly poetic at this point to just draw another land. That's kind of what I want here. Land, 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 land. Oh no, now I have to figure out if we can find a way to win. But that's the thing, we can't. Even this isn't enough. Just showing up now to thumb nose at us. But 5 plus 2, yeah. If this were best of 3, I wouldn't even show the Ceratops, but we might as well play it. Give him a chance to do the wrong thing here. I think we can not die, but if we chump twice, there's literally not a thing in our deck that all it is saying, I'm curious what's on top of our library. That's all that does. Reef into Scamper, yes. Okay, sure. Reef into Scamper's an out, so we'll play to that out. Shock into Chandra, but well, that's a 2-turn. The legitimacy of Reef into Scamper is that we can literally do that next turn. If Reef is on top and Scamper is below, that's a game-winning play potentially for that turn. Of course, they still have to commit to big attacks here such that we can even make Reef into Scamper work. I'm not even sure Reef into Scamper is enough, honestly. Probably need to just try and chump. They're making us... They're forcing the blocks. That's good attacks. I was trying to see if there's a way that we could leave the Ceratops around, because that might let us get there. But not really. So we do this and this. Not dead yet, as they say, but mostly dead. Reef would be cool. Come on. Oh, man. And Smuggler was one of our hopefuls. So it looks like we found some of the stuff we needed just a little too late here. And we shrug and scoop. Boo. Well, we've been up against it before and still managed to find 7, so let's go down that path. All hail the 2-loss bracket. Let's eat up on 2-loss bracket people like us. Yeah, you know, I talk about how we try to maintain a draft a day during the week pace around here. If I really wanted to do that, I could just insist on best of 1 every time, that we just play whatever the ranked format is, and it would be easy to draft every single day. But when we play traditional, we're doubling up our buy-in. We're effectively buying 2 drafts every time we buy a traditional draft. So we're gonna keep this pretty easy. Don't have the Reef mana yet, but we'll get there, we hope. We do now have a pretty good reason to want to get the season going. So I'm actually going to do that here. Let's do this. We want to dig quickly to our Reef, get that going. Yeah, season was always awkward on 2. That's the thing. That's what I don't like about it, is that... All right. Well... Do we just Reef, or do you want to... I guess you just... Reef. They're just going to murder it. But that's all right. Order triggers. So we want to scry first and then Reef. Okay. And... No, I want to draw action. Ramping is nice, but what are we ramping to? Nothing. So let's find action. And ramped anyway. I know. It's them immediately killing... This was what we wanted last game. Wait. You're late, magic gods. Oh. Well, if they have murder, we will find out now. If we weren't going to find out before. Let's do this. Yeah, we're going to find out. They do not. Okay, order triggers. Scry, draw, then Scamper? We want that. No, we don't even want that now. We got our island. That's nice. All I want is this dialogue to come up when I'm in full control and not come up when I'm not. Or not this one, the other one. Yeah, we'll keep that. We have no great attacks, though. Oh well. Thank you for the sub, Christopher. Why? Oh, man. On my notes list. That is not what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to get this.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Just making a note for myself to try and fix that. Are you just pushing for another timeout, Dionysus? All right, sorry. Let's see. We're gonna go figure our shit out here. Crasher, Ceratops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go Crasher into like Mastiff. Sentinel, not good enough here. Take that. And we can do this. Maybe we can just play a Mutt. Max our mana here. Still no attacks, though. Getting all this value, but not converting it into damage to opponent quite yet. But hopefully soon. No overcome in the deck, no. Well, we seem to be out of elementals. That's annoying. But we are going to go ahead and shift this Ceratops. Yeah, we'll keep a shock. And reduce the tracker. And, well, if we reduce the tracker, we can't haste the Ceratops. Depend on... I like... but if we reduce, we do get to just send in the Thicket Crasher nice and safely. If they want to trade Tracker for Crasher, I think we're okay with that, with the Ceratops. And then we get to follow with Sentinel and Mastiff. That seems good. There's a question about whether we reduce the skeleton to stop the recursion that they can go here, but not yet. I think right now that takes up so much of their mana that we're fine with this. Yeah, great point. Great point. We know it's there, so we're not going to keep that there. Kataski is pointing out that we have a creature with Pro Blue and the ability with Scuttlemutt to turn other creatures blue. So in this case, we needed the Scuttlemutt mana, but if Oppo isn't paying attention to that, like I wasn't paying attention to that, we can totally use that to our advantage in the future. And too bad we didn't have... Can that turn... Oh, it's only creature. It's not that... We couldn't have turned that spell blue anyway. But I still think we're fine. We get a nice reduce here on the tracker, and then just crush it. Yeah, I was going to pump Mastiff next, but didn't need to. We got there. We didn't set par, but I would put it, you know, somewhere in this neighborhood. So we're closing in on par. Hard pack, which one would you take out of Portal, Flame Sweep, Apostle, and Murder? I forget what the Apostle is, but Murder of the other three. I don't know what's the Apostle? Is that the Pro Black? Yeah, 2-1 Pro Black is not that big a deal. Well, we're going to keep this, and we have the question: how do we disguise our shock while still giving us so a minor? It's a minor point, you know. But if we play this mountain and don't quickly pass through, we telegraph a shock in our hand. If we play a forest, we don't telegraph the shock. But if they play something shockable, then we're sad. So I'm going to try and just do it quickly. We'll go like this, hit auto pass, hit auto pass again. Trouble is, this hasn't been working. See? And I don't want to shock that yet. I'd rather shock the thing that would support it attacking. Yeah, spacebar is the way to go. All right, I'll try it with spacebar next time. I don't think Flame Sweep is above Murder. I mean, Flame Sweep is powerful, but you have to build around it. You have to consider your own creatures. It's not a perfectly symmetrical effect, and of course, well, now that we can't, like, I was saving the shock to potentially shock the thing that could start getting the Pegasus attacking, but since we can't shock that, I am just going to shock the Pegasus, although we could also... Let's wait and see if we can get the Sentinel. If they double block, it's great. It's not, no, you don't really have to build around it. Build around is maybe the wrong word to use for Flame Sweep, you're right. But it's, it has deck construction considerations and impacts future picks and does impact deck building. How about that? Yeah, it has a big setup to get good value out of it, whereas Murder is just easy peasy. All right, I'll take it out. Or try. If they want a God's Willing it or whatever, that's actually not too bad. But maybe a lesson that I should have just shocked it while they were tapped out. Don't waste time against blue-white. But if we can find ourselves extra red, we should be doing pretty well against their efforts. That does not help us, though, gotta say. It's a fair point. While we had to give up shock to the God's Willing, if we had played differently and successfully shocked the Pegasus, we probably just get our Outrage Willinged later anyway. It's tough not to pay the price for a God's Willing in your opponent's hand at some point. But we're on the verge of elimination here if we don't turn this game around. Right now we're just losing in the air pretty quickly. 5 in the air. Oh, not like this. Not like this. Trouble with Outrage here is that it prevents... You know, we can go after the Pegasus again, which is just, like, so gross. And remember, we have like nothing to deal with flying. I think we're going to lose because of our weakness to flying. Elemental maybe races them, but not really. I mean, we're 2 turns away from being able to attack in with a 5/4 that can be chumped. Like, we're just not. We are not getting winning this race, but I don't think it's. We're way behind on board. I don't think we can win this race, so now too late. But Chandra's outrage there doesn't really help us either, you know? Is Plummet main deckable best of 1? I think it's pretty weak as a main deck. Dead cards are just so bad. Well, at least they're giving us a free Soulmender to eat. But yeah, we're completely doomed here. We do get 2 spells for what that's worth. We can do this. And if they figure out attacking with everything, we're dead. I'm gonna make them attack with everything. They will, but you know, I'm just trying to have good fundamental. If you're gonna play white, blue's the way to do it. I'm a little sad to lose to the Trips Sentinel deck. I don't respect this card very much, but so it goes. We could do rebound draft, but we could also bring on Jay and do some constructed. But I think most people are here for limited, so you know what we can do? Let's finish up the draft we started earlier in the week. I have my YouTube viewers sitting on half of a draft. I got to give them the rest of the draft. So we'll go finish our paid account draft that we started earlier this week. GG, Oppo. Bummed. Really bummed. 2 3s, not where we wanted to be. Sad. It's my... I don't like it face. I don't like it.